In the blazing heart of Africa, there's a country so poor it's almost unreal. Yet its people laugh more than they cry, and funerals feel as joyful as weddings. Welcome to Burkina Faso Vertical Bar, Africa's most unique country. And in Bazoul, a story of a strange bond between humans and crocodiles serves as the clearest example of Burkina Faso's uniqueness. Exploring Burkina Faso, Africa's most unique country vertical bar travel documentary, Bazoul, where crocodiles become companions. Would you believe there's a village where crocodiles aren't feared, but are beloved friends, living among humans like family? It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's real, in a small village called Bazoul, in the little-known West African nation of Burkina Faso. Here, crocodiles aren't hunted or locked in cages. They roam freely, blending into daily village life. The people of Bazoul don't just tolerate these seemingly dangerous creatures. They love them. Each crocodile has its own name. You'll hear names like Kabor or Seda called out with affection, just like greeting an old friend. And what's more remarkable? These crocodiles seem to understand human language. When the sound of festival drums fills the air, they dance. Not in a cartoonish way, but they sway and slide in rhythm, responding as if caught in the moment's joy. One of the most unbelievable yet true sights in Bazoul is seeing children. Yes, children. Leading tourists near crocodiles, feeding them, and sharing stories about each one as if introducing longtime friends. They do it all with wide, fearless smiles. Locals believe these crocodiles are sacred creatures, sent by the gods to protect the village. They live in harmony, respecting one another, and see this coexistence as normal, nothing out of the ordinary. What makes Bazoul truly special isn't just the strange image of humans and crocodiles living side by side, but the powerful message behind it. Harmony between people and nature is possible. We don't always need to control or fear nature. Sometimes, with understanding and respect, nature embraces us back. Bazoul isn't a famous travel destination. There are no fancy resorts or flashy services. But if you crave true adventure, something that moves you deeply and makes you feel alive, Bazoul is a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Would you dare get close and feed a crocodile like the villagers do? Comment below if you think you've got the courage. Leaving the magic of Bazoul, we now head to Tiébélé, where mud becomes mesmerizing art. Tiébélé, a village where mud becomes masterpiece. Can you imagine a place where every house is more than a home? It's a living, breathing work of art infused with the soul of the community. Welcome to Tiébélé, a small village in Burkina Faso, West Africa, where mud, straw, and cow dung are transformed into vibrant murals that cover every wall. Even more amazing, these intricate artworks are all created by the skilled hands of the village's women. In Tiébélé, art isn't just for display, it's a way of life. Each wall painting carries sacred meaning, symbols of ancestors, protection, kinship, and deep reverence for nature. These designs are passed down through generations. No two murals are ever the same, and only village residents are allowed to decorate their own homes. What surprises many visitors is the respectful tradition of bowing when entering a house, not because the doors are too low, but as a sign of reverence for the sacred space within. Every wall in Tiébélé has its own soul, and each detail is carefully crafted as if painting the memories of past generations. And this isn't just a random hobby. Tiébélé's artistry is a cultural ritual. During the dry season, when the mud sets quickly, women gather to paint, share stories, and preserve the memory of the Cuisine people, one of the oldest ethnic groups in the region. Tiébélé may not be a popular spot on the tourist map, but for lovers of culture and indigenous art, it's a hidden treasure. It's a place where you feel transported into the past, where art, belief, and daily life intertwine. Would you like to live in a storytelling house like those in Tiébélé? Drop a comment. What would you paint on your own wall? And behind these artistic walls, it's the women who breathe life into Burkina Faso's identity. Women, the heart and soul of Burkina Faso. When you step into Burkina Faso, a small landlocked country in West Africa, you'll quickly see that its true spirit doesn't lie in grand buildings or scenery, but in the smiles and eyes of the women. They aren't just the keepers of the household. They are village teachers, nurses providing care despite limited resources, and sometimes community leaders who organize, preserve tradition, and guide villages through hardship. Their beauty isn't defined by luxury or expensive fashion. It radiates through their colorful hand-woven dresses, each representing family clans. Their meticulously braided hair carries cultural significance, telling stories of family history and identity with every strand. There's one day of the year everyone looks forward to: International Women's Day. In Burkina Faso, it's not just a celebration, it's a playful reversal of roles. On that day, men take over all household chores, from cooking and laundry to childcare. But it gets better. Many husbands go the extra mile to show their appreciation by wearing dresses, tying headscarves, and even applying lipstick. It's not meant to mock, but to say, "We understand how hard your work is. Today we honor that." Women in Burkina Faso may not be loud or flashy, but they are the backbone of their communities. They preserve culture, educate the future, and hold everyone together with quiet resilience and love. If you ever get the chance to fall in love with a local woman, would you be ready to walk beside her for life? Share your true feelings in the comments. After these heartfelt stories, it's time for cinema to speak from the soul of Burkina Faso. FESPACO cinema amid red dust. When we think of film, we often picture the glamour of Hollywood or the glittering red carpets of Cannes. But did you know that in the heart of Africa, beneath the red dust and sunlit streets of Burkina Faso, there's a film festival that fills the continent with pride? It's FESPACO, the Pan-African Film and Television Festival of Ouagadougou, one of Africa's oldest and largest cinema events. Every time FESPACO comes around, Ouagadougou transforms into the beating heart of African cinema. There are no luxurious cinemas or limousines here, just dusty football fields, starlit skies, and hundreds of locals gathering together, sipping cool hibiscus drinks, eyes glued to the screen as real African stories unfold. FESPACO isn't just about honoring filmmakers, it's a celebration of emotion. These films aren't just watched, but felt, shared, and understood. They tell stories of daily struggles, dreams, traditions, resistance, and love, all woven together in a poetic, vibrant setting. For many African directors, FESPACO is where they're finally heard and recognized. And for the people of Burkina Faso, it's not just pride, it's a communal journey through different worlds through the lens of art. What makes FESPACO so special is the absence of barriers between artists and the audience. Directors sit side by side with villagers, discussing films after screenings. Kids watch wide-eyed from the ground, seeing stories like their own on the big screen. As we leave the open-air cinema under the red sky, we arrive at the earthy flavors of Burkina Faso's land and people. Cuisine, the taste of earth and soul. When people talk about Burkina Faso, they often mention its culture, music, or colorful mural-covered walls. But there's something you absolutely must not miss while you're here: the food. Burkinabe cuisine isn't about fancy or expensive dishes. It's a fusion of harsh nature and the endless creativity of its people. Here, every meal tells a story, not just of ingredients, but of people's deep connection to the land, traditions, and each other. One of the most iconic dishes is a soft dough made from millet, maize, or sorghum. It's usually eaten with a rich sauce made from baobab leaves or fresh okra, offering a taste that's both unique and nutritious. Simple as it looks, two has fed entire generations, especially in sun-drenched rural areas. Then there's rizgra rice cooked with meat and tomato sauce, full of bold African flavor. It might sound familiar, but the moment you taste it, you'll feel the warmth and heart behind every bite, like it was made with love just for you. You'll also find brochettes, deliciously grilled meat skewers sold along the streets, surrounded by laughter and lively conversations. No need for a fancy restaurant, just a charcoal grill, a few plastic chairs, and a cool evening breeze is all it takes for a perfect street food feast. And finally, don't leave without sipping hibiscus juice, a bright red drink with a tangy, refreshing flavor made from hibiscus flowers. One sip, and it feels like you're drinking in the vibrant spirit of this sun-soaked, windswept land. The markets that ismo. Have you ever heard of a market that can actually move? It sounds strange, doesn't it? But in Burkina Faso, a small West African country, this isn't a fairy tale, it's real life. Markets here don't stay in one spot. There are no permanent roofs, no flashy signs, nothing you can search for on Google Maps. Instead, they move, like wandering souls from village to village, setting up in a new place each day. One unforgettable image is that of women balancing entire mini worlds on their heads, baskets full of shea butter, handmade soaps, peanuts, fabrics. Walking gracefully through the sun and wind, they look like dancers performing a silent but powerful routine. No trucks, no stalls, just footsteps, creating the most genuine mobile shops you'll ever see. But markets here are more than just places to buy and sell. They're living cultural rituals, spaces for people to connect, exchange goods and stories, laugh together over simple handmade items. Each market day is a piece of the communal puzzle, a rhythm that keeps the region's spirit alive. There's no printed schedule, yet everyone knows where the market will be today, like some invisible thread connects them. It's a cultural clock without hands, guided purely by the hearts that belong to this land. Do you see it now? Some wonders can't be found in guidebooks. They must be felt along the journey. And it's places like this, constantly in motion, yet deeply rooted, that make our travels unforgettable. From trading under sun and wind, we now set off on a journey to explore nature in its most sustainable form. Green travel, guided by the sun. Have you ever dreamed of venturing into the wilderness? No exhaust fumes, no roaring engines, just the whispering wind and the soft rhythm of bike tires weaving through the trees? At Arli National Park, a lush green gem in southeastern Burkina Faso, that dream is a reality. Here you don't need gasoline or GPS. Instead, you'll ride solar-powered bicycles through the forest, an authentically green journey where every pedal stroke is a promise to nature. Along the trail, you might hear distant elephants, calm, unhurried, offering a primal greeting amid the endless greenery. This isn't just tourism, it's a quiet conversation with the wild heart of Earth. And when you reach Carfiguela Falls, try on a special headset enhanced by AI. But don't expect robotic voices. Instead, you'll hear ancient mossy legends, told through the sound of rushing water, rustling leaves, and native melodies. It feels as though Mother Nature herself is telling you stories in her own language. No scripted narration, no tour guides with microphones. Just you and the world, connected in the purest, most primal way. Maybe this is the true future of travel, not just where we go, but how we go, so we don't lose what matters most, the bond between humans and nature. When sunlight stops being something to merely admire and starts powering real change, then you know the sun is writing its next chapter here in Burkina Faso. Solar power, rebirth from the barren desert. In the parched, sun-scorched Sahel region, a quiet miracle is unfolding, not through magic, but through the power of the sun. Burkina Faso, one of the countries most affected by climate change, is slowly transforming thanks to solar energy. Where once the land cracked from drought, now sprouts a hopeful green. Solar-powered drip irrigation snakes through the dry soil, breathing life into tiny seeds full of promise. But this isn't just a story about technology, it's about people and the quiet, powerful transformations they're making. Take Aicha, for instance, a woman farmer who once feared touching anything with wires. Today she stands in a modest classroom in her village, teaching others how to harness solar energy to pump water, irrigate millet fields, and keep the land fertile. For herself and for generations to come, her voice is calm, her eyes bright, her hands steady on the board like a humble village teacher. But behind every gesture lies a journey of overcoming fear and breaking through prejudice to restore the belief that, while we may not be able to stop climate change, we can change how we live with it. Sometimes the answer isn't in cutting-edge technology or expensive solutions. Sometimes it's the very sun that once burned the land dry that becomes the force of renewal, when we choose to listen, connect, and act. And maybe that's the real miracle of the desert. As the sun brings life back to the dry earth, beneath that dusty soil, another dream is slowly being unearthed, one called gold. Gold, a bright dream in the dust. Have you heard of Burkina Faso, a small West African nation where the sun almost never sets, the land is dry and dust whirls with every step. Yet beneath this harsh landscape lies a gleaming dream, the dream of gold. Though Burkina Faso is among the poorest nations on earth, it holds an astonishing amount of gold underground. But what makes this place remarkable isn't just the resource. It's the people who dig with their bare hands, under a scorching sun, driven by the hope of changing their lives. No high-tech machines, no safety gear, only sheer willpower and unwavering belief. These miners search not only for money, but for a future. A leak-free roof when it rains, a warm meal, or a chance for their children to go to school. The government of Burkina Faso remains firm. The country's gold belongs to its people, not a privileged few. Though challenges persist, every pickaxe swing is an act of hope. And in that swirling dust, the gold's shimmer reflects not just sunlight, but the dreams and indomitable spirit of the people. If one day you had to dig with bare hands for gold in this tough terrain, would you give up or push forward? Share your thoughts below. Gold may lie deep in the ground, but Burkina Faso's greatest treasure shines from within, its honesty, resilience, and humanity. Burkina Faso, land of integrity. Burkina Faso, the name may sound unfamiliar, but it holds profound meaning. Land of honest people. It's more than a name. It's a declaration, a reminder of the core value that this nation holds sacred: honesty, kindness, and compassion. Though small and modest in the heart of West Africa, Burkina Faso is home to over 60 ethnic groups and more than 70 local languages. Material wealth is limited, but the wealth of unity is vast. Each community is a unique thread in a vibrant cultural fabric, different in language and tradition, yet bound together like a large, loving family. Perhaps the most extraordinary thing about Burkina Faso isn't its natural resources, but the hearts of its people. In the face of hardships, whether it's drought, political tension, or disaster, they stand together, share what little they have, and extend a hand without hesitation. Here, kindness needs no words, just a sincere glance and a willing hand. In a world increasingly divided by differences, Burkina Faso offers a gentle reminder. Honesty, unity, and compassion are still the strongest foundation any nation, no matter how small, can have. Burkina Faso may lack skyscrapers or luxury resorts, but if you ever set foot here, you'll witness a different kind of beauty, the quiet strength of sincerity, simplicity, and human connection. Because sometimes the most precious thing a land can hold isn't buried underground, but alive in the hearts of its people. What do you think truly makes a country beautiful? Share your thoughts in the comments. Burkina Faso isn't just a destination. We've just journeyed through a land where crocodiles are friends, homes are made of mud, and the sun powers an entire nation. A small country, yes, but one that holds extraordinary stories and powerful inspiration. If you love discovering unique, culture-rich, and meaningful adventures like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that follow button so you won't miss the next journey. See you soon on the next magical adventure.